crisply, the flitting nuances in their gestures and glances. Lord Darnley and David Rizzo don't like each other, but only one of them can afford to show it. Darnley sneers and looks Rizzio up and down. Rizzio keeps his expression neutral and ignores the slights. Darnley is married to the Queen and Rizzio is her servant. It's not an equal match. Rizzio dominates as the game goes on, and Darnley has to mute his intense dislike of the man or risk looking as if he's in a huff about losing. Ear watches and knows that these are courtly men. They dissemble and lie and flatter one another, and, when they can't convincingly mislead, they bow or turn away to hide their faces. They're also both Catholic. They love power more than salvation. They dream of power and having power and martyring Calvinists. They serve the Pope and other foreign powers. Their loyalty is bought. It's perishing in the indoor court. Ear's breath sparkles at his lips. He sits, arms crossed and hands tucked tight into his armpits, keeping the fingers from going numb. But thinking of Lord Ruthven's plan to murder Rizzio warms him. It warms him as if he were washed in the blood of the Lamb. Yer eyes David Rizzo at the far end of the court. He's small and ugly and foreign. His skin looks dirty. He's crafty and sly. He's only a singer, so what's he doing giving the Queen advice? The rumour is that he's a papal spy. Yer maps every room with his sectarian dividers. He knows who is with us, who again. To justify the intensity of his disgust, he suspects every Catholic of every crime he can think of. Yer was a priest, a confessor, and he, of all people, should know how obdurate Catholics think. Sodomy, theft, lust, pederasty, child murder. Treason both high and petty. High treason is an attack on the state. Petty treason is an attack by a subordinate on a superior, usually a husband murdered by a wife. It's worse than simple murder because of the element of betrayal. It upsets the natural order of things, how God wants the world to be ordered. And in denying her husband what he wants, the Queen has become a petty treasonist. Darnley serves to Rizzio at the hazard end. Rizzio returns the ball to Darnley, and back it goes to Rizzio, who knocks it out. Rizzio wins the set and smirks, trying to press the delight from his lips. Darnley scowls, turns away to the wall and lifts a sweat rag to wipe his face, and Yer sees him up close. Darnley's 21 and handsome and arrogant. His lips are a furious tight little O. He holds the cloth over his face for a long time. Yer loves the severity of Calvinism, the purity of it. He uses it as a hook for his prickly disapproval of everything. Dancing, laughing, foolishness, blasphemy, singing, food, lechery, wine, jokes, even colours. And especially fucking tennis. Rizzio doesn't know they're planning to kill him tonight. He hears rumours and sees the whispering. He knows something is going on, but something is always going on. That's the essence of court life. The whispering has been intensifying for months, building up to the current session of Parliament, which will finally, irrevocably, divest the Queen's rivals of their land and power and titles. This Parliament's proclamations will take Scotland by the shoulders, turn her away from England to face Europe, and concentrate power in the Queen's hands. They're almost there. Edinburgh is full to overflowing because Parliament is sitting. Anyone with a seat has been summoned to the capital, and they've brought their households with them. Families and servants, provisions, cheeses, linen, furniture, beds, and their own best milk and cows. All day long the ambient sound of the city is twice as loud as usual, almost deafening. At night, kitchen floors and draughty corridors are carpeted with sleeping servants and animals. Narrow streets are barely passable during the day. Everyone is on top of everyone else, watching, smiling, nodding, being seen. Edinburgh is not short of things to whisper about. Darnley resumes his position on the court line, holding his racket with 2 hands. Rizzio is winning this game but can't let his delight show. An errant smile tugs at the corner of his mouth. He likes to win, especially when he's playing Darnley, because he knows very well how much his rival hates to lose. Their eyes meet. Darnley can't disguise his fury. He looks away, waiting for his face to stop betraying his nature. In fact, Rizzio has more to hide than Darnley. At one time Rizzio shared Darnley's bed, lay at his feet and called him master. He loved Darnley then, and he still loves him. This yearning is his great secret, the one thing he will never tell anyone. He can hardly admit it to himself because Darnley is handsome and rich and charismatic, but he's also a braggart and a liar, a hoormaster, a weak, weeping, drunken fool who screams demands at the Queen in public. Once he hit her at a dinner, served her a smarting slap across the face as if she were a maid come late with the wine. But Rizzio loves him.